When we made a video about our new shop, a lot of you guys were concerned about the security in our new building. And as it turns out, we got robbed. However, we didn't get robbed here. We got robbed at Joby's. And these thieves didn't steal some tools or parts from his garage. They stole my entire car, my dream car in fact, parked right outside his house in the middle of the night. So today I'm gonna start my new life's mission to find these gutless thieves.
And along the way, I'm gonna show you how they did it and arm you with the knowledge so that it doesn't happen to you.
We're gonna kill someone today.
Welcome to Bigtime.
Over the past few years, videos of stolen muscle cars have gone viral online. Hellcats getting drifted at your local takeover, Chargers doing burnouts in the middle of an intersection, C7 Corvettes getting taken from your driveway in the middle of the night. And what I thought was just run-of-the-mill small-town thievery turned out to be an elaborate organized crime ring about taking expensive American muscle cars, chopping them up, or shipping them overseas, never to be seen again. Now the video you're about to see is eerily similar to what happened to me. Two thieves in the middle of the night with their tiny penises breaking into my car and then driving it away, still having tiny penises while doing it. And while it's a bummer that this happened to me, it's a bummer that it's happening at all, and it's happening a lot all over the country. Dodge Charger and Challenger theft rates are over 20 times the national average. It's gotten so bad that there's class action lawsuits against GM and Chrysler for their lack of effort in updating the systems to prevent this. Outside of the obvious and blaming the thieves for this, who's at fault here? The manufacturers? The lawmakers? Myself for parking the car on the street? Should I not want nice things? What even happened that day? Okay, long story short, I got robbed. Right there, my car was parked. Sitting there peacefully, enjoying this nice little evening slumber, and it got taken from that very spot. Joby and I were at a track. We were at Chuckwalla doing a driving competition, and I got a call from Mike Day about 10:30 in the morning, and he goes, "Hey, Jer, did you move your Corvette?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Well, I think someone stole it." To which I was like, ugh. And so my heart sank. You got this really unique feeling. You know, I've been robbed before, and it's always the same feeling of just kind of like someone invading your personal space. You just feel yucky for some reason. And then started the process of me trying to figure out, hey, what the heck do I do? So first things first, try to call the cops. If you've ever tried to call the cops in Los Angeles, you get a busy tone, which is kind of a crazy thing to think. But it was non-emergency, so I didn't call 911, but I tried to get in touch with the police. So the next best thing was to call my insurance company, let them know that I had gotten robbed. And then I also tried to call OnStar. So the car is equipped with OnStar. Unfortunately, I think they cut it off. They weren't able to contact the car to see where it's at. So that was a futile experience. I'm pretty sure the days of breaking someone's glass windshield, twisting two wires together, and then blasting off into the sunset with someone's car are long gone. And cars these days are pretty much iPhones on wheels. They have encrypted keys, they have immobilizers, they have advanced computer systems that keep the car safe from people stealing it. It's like Fort Knox on 20-inch wheels. So how the heck did my car get stolen? So I started doing some research. And what I've come to realize is that this is an organized effort into stealing cars. This isn't a thing where it's like, hey, someone's stealing it to go for a joyride or someone's stealing it to go steal other stuff. Oh no, people are stealing these cars to strip them down and sell them for parts. And they're doing it one of two ways. The first way is called fake proximity. Key fobs on push-to-start cars are constantly sending out an encrypted high-frequency radio signal, but that signal can only travel so far, which is why your key needs to be close to the car for it to open and then start. So a thief will walk up on your front porch with an antenna to try to capture the signal from the key fob, hoping that your keys are near the entrance of your home. That signal then gets boosted, relayed, and amplified to another criminal standing right next to your car with a device that mimics your key. And so your car thinks that the key is right next to it. The doors unlock, the car start, and the thieves drive away. No broken glass, no noise, no warning, just two dingleberries taking off with your prized possession. But that wasn't the case in my car. They went with option 2, OBD2 key programming. So the thief breaks a window, opens the door, and plugs in a $200 key programmer and programs a brand new key fob directly into the car's computer. So that car thinks that the key is legit, and it's gonna start like normal, allowing the thieves just to drive away. And just like that, two small-brained little peen thieves with an over-the-counter Amazon purchase scanner can steal your dream car in 90 seconds or less.
Is nothing safe anymore, man?
Well, Job, good question. There's actually some ways that you can protect yourself so this doesn't happen to you. Now, the first way that we can prevent someone from stealing your car using a relay attack is with this. This is called a Faraday pouch. They also make Faraday boxes, but essentially what's happening is that your key is constantly transmitting a low power signal to your car, and they're talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It lets your car know, like, hey, this is the key for this car, and it allows it to start. And so when they do that signal relay attack, what they're doing is they're amplifying, they're boosting the signal while it's sitting in your living room, and then getting it across the way, across the street, and able to open up your car. But with a Faraday pouch, all you do is you put your keys in here, and then that signal can no longer be picked up even if some doofus with an antenna is standing outside your door. And now while this Faraday pouch is cool and all, it wouldn't have helped me save my C7 because that's not how they were able to steal the car. They were able to access it through the OBD2 port and program a new key. Now, I could put a lock on the OBD2 port, I could rearrange it and put a fake one there so they wouldn't know how to connect to it. But at the end of the day, the C7 just has a flaw in its system, and they were able to get away with my car. And now while that Corvette might be chopped up into pieces or across the border, that's sad, but I wanna find the people who did this, and I will not stop until I do. Sometimes you gotta take drastic measures to make that happen. You gotta use your clout. Yeah, I don't want to keep bringing it up and keep talking about it, but you're like, my car got stolen. And it took them like two guys in about 2 minutes or less probably stole my car right inside a residential neighborhood. It was insane. Guys, we like laughing at our own jokes, don't we? Yeah, seriously. But listen, my car got stolen, okay? All in all, I just don't want this to happen to anybody else. It sucks. It's a yucky feeling. You know, luckily I can deal with it. I'm in a position where I can, you know, handle it, but not everyone will be as lucky as me. Yes, ladies, it can happen to you too. Getting your car stolen is no fun. Yeah, it's not good. I mean, I've been going through a bunch of emotions, a lot of feelings. I just wanted to ask you, you know, like, because the same blood runs through our veins, how does it feel when you get your car stolen? One that you loved and one that you probably didn't have for very long before it got stolen, right?
Yeah, I had it for a few months. I tweeted, I was all excited. I was like, I got my dream car, you know, shipped in from Japan, took forever to ship in. I'm in Texas for a shoot. I get a call, car's gone. I'm boiling. I'm boiling. I make a video right then and there, talking about it, and then the manhunt started. We mobilized.
Yeah.
We mobilized probably 20,000 17 to 20-year-old men across the streets of Los Angeles and found it.
Yeah.
Have you mobilized?
We are mobilizing right now.
This is the mobilizing effort.
This is the mobilizing effort, yeah.
Because it's wiggly.
Were you able to get in touch with police quickly since you were out of town? I was out of town too.
Serious? No, I was not able. What are you talking about? What do you think happened? I
just
called
thought
and they go,
maybe-
we'll get the chief of police for you real quick.
I thought you had that pull.
You said, wow, you said it's Ludwig?
Yeah, that's what I
No,
thought.
I don't give a shit.
I thought well, because Ludwig had the
No,
pull.
you called, they're like, that's the fifth today.
Goodbye. You're wasting our time.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened. I got a literal busy line.
What helped me is that it was a Japanese car. And nobody's got that car too.
Right.
That's not like this is a 97 Subaru Sandbar. It's not like this is a dime a dozen.
Right. What do you think I should do as someone who's been in this, both spiritually and, you know, to actually maybe find it for realsies?
I think you have to mobilize like Coney.
Okay.
Do you know Coney?
No.
2012?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He was an
sorry.
African warlord.
He's still out there.
He's still out there, and he mobilized
Okay.
children to war, which is bad. You shouldn't do that part.
Don't do that. But this is a war of sorts.
This is a war
On thieves.
against thieves,
Right.
and you should be the Coney, and you should get not just kids. Don't stop at kids.
Okay.
People of all ages
I'll be the Coney of cars.
The Coney of cars.
Okay.
And you need to start a similar campaign to get people
Get people jacked.
involved.
Right.
And because it's not just about your car and getting it, because you can get another.
Yeah, it's fine. Insurance is going to cover it. It's not about that.
It's not about that.
Right.
Okay, it's about, you are one person who can right the wrong of thievery that happens every day and show that, hey, maybe you can get it back.
Yeah.
Because we kind of have to take the power in our own hands because the cops aren't going to do it for you.
Right. We got to do it ourselves. And I even, maybe I made this shirt premature. RIP.
This is going to be like a limited edition thing because you're going to get the car and then everyone's going to have their gone too soon shirt come in.
And I'm going to have to cancel.
You're going to have to and he's going to have to go through permanent marker every single date on the second half.
It'll say TBD.
Still here. Will eventually go, but is still here for now.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time to mobilize, be the Coney of cars, and get the boys out there searching for a vehicle, or find the ring that is doing this, because that's the thing. You think this is the first car they've stolen?
That was a professional job.
This was a professional job. These guys have done this. They need to be held accountable for their actions, and thievery is maybe one of my least favorite things that someone could do. Well, thank you, Lud.
Hey.
I appreciate it.
See you at the family reunion.
See you at the family reunion. Thank you guys for watching this. I'll let you guys know if we find this criminal, and we will. Like, comment.
We're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Because you guys have to help find him.
Yeah.
And bring them to justice.
We're gonna bring the boys out.
Find the car.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Getting your car stolen absolutely stinks. And it's not just about losing the car, it's the fact that someone could just go and take something from you that you worked really hard for, and there's not much you can do about it. But once the dust settles and you're trying to figure out what to do next, there is one part that you can take control of, and that is the search. And there's no better way to do that searching than with Autotempest. You go to the site, you type in your car, you set the price, the location, the miles, and Autotempest does the rest. Instead of opening up a million tabs and hoping you don't miss some, everything shows up in one clean list that you can sort, filter, and compare side by side. Whether it's TrueCar or Hemmings or Cars.com, or they even help out with Facebook Marketplace. If a car is for sale online, Autotempest will find it. So if you're trying to hunt down your exact spec car again, same mileage, same color, exactly the same like it was when someone took it from you, you can use Autotempest to find it. Regardless of what you're looking for, Autotempest is there to make it painless and easy for you to find your next car. Hit the link in the description below, and thank you for supporting the companies that support us here at Bigtime. We love you.
Okay, everyone, I am so happy that the guys helped me with my Pajero. I couldn't leave them empty-handed for the holidays. Hit it, Mike!
For us?
This is for you.
Really? For us?
This is for you.
I know which one I'm going with. Is that Gumby?
It better not be the one with hair.
All right, pick amongst yourselves.
I want the one with hair.
Oh,
One at a time?
Yeah, I would say go. Yeah, one at a
I
time.
figured this was gonna make noise. No way, dude. Chewbacca?
Chewy, look! Chewy, come here!
Dude. Oh, and some
Hey,
Big Time
everyone, our
merch.
new Chewy Back Off shirt is available now. Bigtime.com.
Chewy, come look at Whoa!
No way.
Look at this!
Guys, our new Chewy plush dolls are available. Bigtime.com.
Good luck!
First time.
Yeah! Let's go!
He lost his wrench.
Jimmy's, look at you! Oh my goodness! Dude, that's so awesome, bro. A freaking claw machine with Chewies? Bring it over here, bud.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Mike has.
Oh, wow, look, our debossed jacket is now restocked at bigtime.com. You want to show them the back?
The back out.
Just in
Nice.
time for winter.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. We love you here at Big Time. Thank you for an incredible year. We wouldn't have been able to do this without you guys. We love you. Happy holidays.